this thing. So guys, Josh, and this is a very cool guitar that I've had for a good little while now. This was actually my dad's Strat. We called it the Red Lady in the family. And this thing is a beast, and it's awesome. The only thing I took out was there were some David Gilmour signature EMGs. That was my dad's thing, not really my thing. So I swapped them for Gen 4 noiseless. Beautiful, thank you Fender. But I just love this thing. When I pulled it out the other day, I was kind of rehearsing and messing around and kind of missing playing with it a little bit. So I decided that this would be a great time to do the how does it handle with the Headrush, but 1975. So it's basically what we're doing is running some of these jams with super plinky, very dry, super slam compression. And weirdly enough, I have an actual, the Marshall on the Headrush is actually the thing that ended up working out the best. So I actually really like that one, and it worked out really good for me. And I'm gonna run through some of the scene settings, same kind of deal, and then we're gonna have some jams to listen to and some good examples. Man, it feels good to pick this thing up again. Oh, I love this guitar so much. It's great. It's just, there's such a nostalgia with picking up a red Strat like this. This is actually a Japanese Strat, and if you can see, hopefully it focuses okay, there's a legitimate full Fender Floyd Rose on this thing. I have the trim arm, I just don't really use it that much. I'm more of the weirdo that does the bending on the neck that everybody says, no, don't you do that, but I do it anyway, because whatever. Dude, can you not leave me alone? For one video, could you not bother me? Why? How am I supposed to film anything with you in here? Go on. Freaking cats. Anyway, yeah, so let's go ahead and jump in. We're right over here. Alright, so now that we're over here, so these are my basic settings. It still blows my mind how powerful this thing can be with an array of me having red Strat, headless Dean, Telly. I've got a bunch of different guitars, and they all end up sounding so freaking good on this thing with just a little bit of movement. There's definitely a learning curve to a very small degree, but as far as generally, dude, you start this, once you figure everything out as far as like what's good to your ear, what's good to everything, you're good, you're in there. I don't know why I have my headphones on. There we go. Anyway, so this is my normal Strat preset. I think whoops. Only the most professional here, ladies and gentlemen. So this is my set list for my Strat specifically, and this is all my normal ones that I usually keep around. So this is, you know, the typical thing. The effects, I'm not really going to go into too much because I basically already went through all of that in the deep dive. They're identical for the most part. It's just on or off at this point, if that makes sense. The biggest difference for this are the overdrives, the amp, and the IRs. I said in the last time we talked about IRs that I didn't really find a need for running dual IRs. Yeah, I'm eating those words because I realized how intuitive and good this is. So this is the Marshall 68 Plexi EL84. It's just a EL84 Bad A Marshall Plexi, which everybody loves, and then, you know, gain at 40, master 90, middle 65, presence, treble, you know, the goodies. Yeah, so that's what that looks like. And then for the IR section, I figured I would go into this a little bit more this time. So basically when you get the unit, you'll have drop tabs for the presets. In the folder, this is where basically all of the IRs are going to show up. It's on this Tread 212, the IR actual file. So it's basically read out as you got your presets up top, the folder, and then the IR file. Just to get a broad spectrum, it's kind of like dropping tabs in a MacBook where you go to the hard drive, then desktop, then my stuff, then music, and that's basically what it is. So for this one, I have the Tread 212, and it's the 57 mic, generally what I'd use. There's not a whole lot of crazy tweaking that needs to go through the IRs. They're pretty ballin' right out of the gate, minus, you know, low and high end. There's really not anything else you're gonna crazily need to do. So that's my left. Right side is a White Moon 112, and then S1 drive. The only main difference that I have on this is I had to darken these a bit in comparison to all of my humbucker guitars, because obviously this is going to be brighter. Mostly you're just going to see a lot more tone with these drives. So this one, the tones up, drive 0 level. Weirdly enough, this is actually, I kind of like the way it sounds without the drive as the first stage. So specifically, this is the one that I used for almost all the parts in the jam track, minus some of the lead stuff, which would be like here or here. But the chorus is on pretty much the whole time, at least for this track. So the lead is just first gain on, second one's both gains on. And honestly, that's about it. Like, there's nothing crazy. There's nothing super insane going on. I actually left the reverb in this one. Don't really know why. It just has a nice taste and flavor to it for this stuff. It just felt right to leave it, so I left it in. And so this is my main one that you hear with pretty much everything that sounds like this. This is in like that second verse area where I've got like a little bit of pipping and tapping going on, and then doing a little bit of chug stuff very lightly, but it's in there. And that sounds like this one. So that's like the breakdown portion, which is real chunky and real thick, and that sounds like this. And that is everything. So I am very happy with how I ended up getting this thing to sound. This was actually my first time pulling out the Strat in probably a couple of years, actually. I pulled it out, restrung it, did a little bit of maintenance stuff on it, threw some finger ease on it because that stuff is amazing and life-saving, and just hopped in, and I landed on basically what you're seeing in this layout, and it all ended up working perfectly, and I love the way it sounds. So that's gonna do it for this, and I'll see you back over here. So that is going to do it for this week's of Can It Handle. I think it's very safe to say that this is almost just like a joke saying that if it can handle, this thing can handle everything. So far I haven't run into any walls where I've needed something else to supplement. Like I said before, the only reason this Tube Screamer's on here is because it's fun, and come on, Stevie Ray Vaughan, I don't have to say anything else. So I really appreciate the support. You guys have been super cool and super awesome with letting me know what you want. Keep it up, please, so I know what I'm doing. I really have been having a blast doing all this stuff, so like, comment, sub, and I will catch you guys in the next one.